so wasted.
Fuck my life. When you live full-time in a Mazda with 2 large dogs trying to heal Mexico, the definition of a good day and a bad day changes fast. It's not about how you slept, but where you slept. It's not about what you ate, but if you ate. And it's not about when you'll get there, but why the fuck you're even going. Life's definitions and priorities flip upside down. The things you used to complain about no longer matter. Then you realize there's really nothing to complain about at all. Only stuff to appreciate. And when that hits you, it's a life changer. In this episode, we're talking about some Baja dating experiences and what led us to appreciate it. All of it. After deciding to go all in on YouTube, we say adios to Ensenada. We leave behind cold weather, greedy landlords, and loving friends. And as usual, the women we meet along the way, that's what keeps us going. Without them, what would even be the point? We've got chaparritas, BMWs, and maybe even a barfly hooker. Remembering Baja through the eyes of a horny Gringo and his miracle dog. Oh, and if you haven't watched the introduction episode 1 yet, go do that first. It's the launch pad for this whole series. The real shit they don't put in travel vlogs. Gringo dating in Mexico, proudly oversharing since episode 1. We left Ensenada in December, cold as hell. That was one of the main reasons we bailed. The plan, head south, just anywhere to thaw out the bones. We didn't even make it 20 blocks before thump, 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 flat tire. Brand new life packed into the car, ready to roll as traveling with dogs, and boom, delay number 1. Thankfully, we weren't on the highway yet, so we hit a local llantera. The car was only 4 months new to us, and I'd already plugged every damn tire. Here I am. 9 hours later, after what should have been a 3.5-hour drive, we limp into El Rosario. Nightfall in Mexico means no more driving, so we grab an inexpensive motel. Clean, extra bed for the dogs, Wi-Fi, a desk clerk the size of a VW Bug, and shockingly hot housekeepers. Seriously, like, what kind of motel is this? In the morning, breakfast done, rough first day behind us, we're really off. Destination, warmth. Pandemic roads were empty, just us and a few truckers. And bro, the Baja Desert, fucking phenomenal. The landscape, the colors, you can't describe it, you gotta see it. Just be ready. Gas stations are few and far between. Oh, and they still paint the highway lines by hand. I shit you not. Later that morning, we crossed the border. Welcome to Baja California Sur. Growing up, I didn't even know Baja was 2 states. First city in, Guerrero Negro, military town. Hotels were $40 a night, campsites were $50, so no brainer. Only problem, still cold. I know, December, but I was hunting heat. The Mazda had survived a few bug swarm attacks and honestly needed a shower. I wanted out of the cold, but I also wanted to check out the town, grab some food, and make sure the local titty bar was actually closed like the pandemic rules say. We paid for a motel room, always for 2 people, because hey, you never know. Found a laundromat we now call Rip-Off Laundry, confirmed the titty bar was closed, though I swear people were living in it. Then found a car wash. Empty place, just a handful of bored kids hoping for work. Problem is, our car's jammed, full of our new life. To wash it, I had to unpack the whole damn thing. Funny, I just packed this car yesterday and here I am unloading it. They tried to price gouge me, thinking I was another tourist, but they quickly figured out I wasn't. At least I had the ice chest as my chair while I waited. Around noon, the girls and I set out for lunch. Lots of marvelous walking. We ate way too much, so the long walk back was rough. Only one cure for that: beer. We stumbled into a mini grocery. Beer pricing was weird. 2 beers cost more than a 6-pack. So yeah, 2 6-packs it was. It was perfect. Car wash close by, cooler full of Motel Ice, and I wasn't driving. A couple hours later, we get back, and there's a woman sitting on my chair. At first, I thought she was a girlfriend of one of the wash guys, but those kids were late teens, early 20s. She wasn't a girlfriend, wasn't a mom, maybe a sister. As we approached, she got up, walked straight to me, grabbed my hand, looked at me in the eye, and yelled, "Guapo!" so loud the car wash turned to look. I pulled my hand back. It had a 6-pack in it, and started icing down the drinks. She peppered me with questions in Spanish, just assuming I spoke it. I offered her a beer and my chair. I was trying to check her out, but it wasn't easy. Baggy pants, baggy undershirt, baggy sweater. At least she looked clean, no dirty fingernails, tennis shoes, not flip-flops, natural shoulder-length hair, little bit of makeup. She wasn't pretty, she wasn't ugly. Light-skinned, maybe early to mid-30s. Her clothes gave nothing away. Large enough to hide fat and or giant tits. Probably a sports bra because nothing was moving. It's December, overcast, everyone's in jackets. We finished our beers, and when I asked her to stand to get more, she launched at me, arms around my neck, tongue down my throat, and tits mashed against my stomach so hard I almost lost my breath. Totally unexpected, I pushed her back. She didn't apologize, just smiled and said, "¿Por qué eres tanto guapo?" Being a blonde in Mexico always had its perks. These days, I'm more gray than blonde, but still. New beers cracked, she points for me to sit on the chest and sat right on my lap. Okay, time for more beer. At least now I know she isn't fat. My legs didn't hurt. Still, something about her waiting for me felt a little off. You know what I'm saying? 4 beers deep, we're getting to know each other. 2 kids, 8 and 10, living with their dad on base, never married, born and raised here, lost her job during the pandemic, lives with her mom. In Mexico, I don't ask age unless they ask me first. She'd seen me drive into town, noticed the dogs in the car, and then waited by the wash for us to come back. She asked if I was leaving after. I said, "Nah, we're staying the night." Huge smile. Nice teeth too, white and straight. By the time the car was finished, we were out of beer. She was quiet. I invited her to go get more. That turned her whole mood around. 0 room for her in the car, so she climbed in back with the dogs. Good sign, because it's important, my girls like my girls. The wash boys did a great job, and with no other customers, they were thrilled with a moderate tip. We headed to the store, and she stayed in the car while I put collars on the dogs. She told me they couldn't go inside. I said, "Estas perras pueden." Sure enough, the security guard tried to stop us, but once I showed him the ID tags, "Pásale," he waved us through. People's faces, priceless. Some were complaining, others gossiping about how obedient they were. She was in awe, said it was like they were human. I told her I think they are, which got me the classic alien look. I bought more beer, a bottle of mezcal. She was eyeing the snacks like Doritos, but I don't eat that poison shit. So on the way back, we stopped for tacos since I figured she hadn't eaten yet. She scarfed down 4 of them back at the motel while I unloaded. Then things changed. She got quiet, shy, sat across from me at the little table, distance between us. I asked what was wrong. She hit me with, "No pasa nada." That's when I started wondering if she had split personalities. In an hour, I'd seen every version. Happy, sad, loud, silent. I asked if she wanted to leave, that I'd take her anywhere. She jumped up scared. "No, please don't make me go." "Okay, no te preocupes," I said. That got me a smile. More beers, then mezcal. I cracked the bottle, smelled it, And immediately regretted not buying whiskey. Cheap whiskey beats cheap mezcal every time. She saw my face, snatched the bottle, and downed 4 gulps like it was nothing. Impressive, I thought. Hope she's happy when she drinks. When we left the car wash, I figured it would be a quickie and split. And then she'd probably ask for money. After 2 hours of conversation and booze, I started wondering if sex was even on the table. Because if those baggy clothes come off and she's fat, even Viagra won't work. Game over. Halfway through the mezcal, still daylight. We need food. No way I was cooking. The dogs needed dinner too. I suggest we grab more beer and find dinner. The sun was setting as we got back, sky clearing just for us. Beautiful pinks and purples. I let her and the dogs in, went for ice, and came back to find her in bed. Beer in one hand, mezcal bottle in the other, clothes on the floor, including grandma panties, and a grin. But she had the sheets pulled all the way up to her neck like a nun. My head was repeating, "Please don't be fat, please don't be fat." I took my time, put stuff away, brushed my teeth, stripped down to my underwear. Time to wake up, Junior. Thought about that first hug. Boobs pressing into my waist, another chaparrita. That worked. Ready, I placed the new bottle on the nightstand, pulled the ice chest close so we wouldn't have to get up except to pee. But she had herself covered like a nun. I let her take the reins, though the curiosity was killing me. Then I realized I'd forgotten to feed the dogs. Oops! I jumped up, ripped the legs and wings off the chicken, threw them in the fridge, shredded the rest, and the dogs feasted. Hands scrubbed, I come back. She was snoring. Perfect. I dropped my underwear, slid into bed, lifted the sheets, and oh my God, thank you, universe. No waist, no hips, just a bit of Doritos fat and massive titties. Those baggy clothes had been hiding weapons. I woke to 2 soft hands, one on my back and one on my middle leg. Morning sex is tricky. I love it, but I gotta brush first. Dame un momento. Quick rinse, then back to Freedom's fun bags. Naked, kissing, exploring. She sipped mezcal. Why not? Long, slow kisses. She wanted love, not just sex. I gave her the husband treatment. She had these dark gray eyes that seemed to turn light gray during her orgasms. She loved being on top, probably showing off those melons. It was even more impressive when it was my turn on top. You know what I'm talking about. After 2 kids, I couldn't believe how big and firm they were. Not fake, just delicious. Made me understand the baggy clothes. Too much attention otherwise. Our nap was only an hour. After several rounds, just after midnight, beer and mezcal were still flowing. We lay facing each other, little smiles of content. I'd run my hand across her skin, back of my nails grazing. Goosebumps, hard nipples.
Oh, see, Bobby.
Round after round. Somehow, I managed a few hours of sleep and hydrated on beer. In the morning, one more time? Hell yeah. Showers, dressed, one last round. I offered breakfast and a ride home, but she had to get back to the kids. Car loaded, she jumped in back with the dogs and we dropped her off at a bus stop. Big hug, a kiss, and she became one of our first subscribers. No numbers, no ages, no names, 18 hours of bliss. Leaving the Pacific Ocean, heading southeast towards the Gulf. Less than 2 hours drops you into San Ignacio, tiny oasis town, gateway into a massive lagoon that cuts almost halfway across Baja, one of the largest whale breeding grounds. The road in runs along a river lined with palms and date trees. Total desert oasis. With an open calendar, I figured we'd check the place out. During the Baja off-road races, it's packed. Summer toys, campers, chaos. Right now, even in whale season, dead quiet. We walked the town center, maybe 30 minutes. Nothing but lagoon tours, and those were farther than they make it sound. Checked a couple of campgrounds. Nothing worth staying for, so we aimed for the Gulf. But first, on the highway before the San Ignacio exit, there's a spot called Rice and Beans. Yep, that's the name. Couldn't resist. Place has it all. Campsites, hotel rooms, restaurant, bar, pool. Today, empty. Just our car. Well, there's one guest. I know because this young haughty housekeeper was cleaning a room. I wasn't hungry, but curiosity dragged me into the restaurant. Bigger than expected, with a stunning receptionist. My God, this town is so small. Where are they finding these hotties? The bar was tiny. 6 stools, too close to the kitchen door. Then I met the bartender and OMG. I've seen 4 people so far. 1 maintenance guy and 3 Mexican Playboy bunnies. You can officially add smoking hot hotel staff to the amenity list. I wasn't hungry, but she offered me a margarita. The dogs looked at me, already knew. Under the table they went. I sat at the bar. No customers meant no traffic. Just me and her talking in Spanish. She made the margarita by hand, no mixes. I knew it'd be legit. Only guy in the kitchen, 1 chef, clearly her husband. I asked how long they'd been working there. She blushed. Since my daughter was born, over 10 years. I pictured their whole decade in a flash. I was finishing up my Magic Maggie when the housekeeper walked in. Same as the receptionist, tiny, slender, long black hair, but she carried this aura. And bigger boobs. She stole my attention instantly. I was drifting off into housekeeper la la land when the bartender asked if I wanted another. Shit, Mulegé is only 2 hours away, but these margaritas are strong. I caved. 1 more and bring me the menu. Bell rings, husband lights up in the kitchen. Special of the day, chicken mole enchiladas. I said, fine, as long as it comes with rice and beans. And the whole crew laughed. The girls kept chatting. Housekeeper kept throwing me smiles. Receptionist ignored me. Before the second margarita was gone, I realized the food wasn't soaking up shit. Ordered 4 tacos to go, paid, and walked out with my doggy escort. They always close ranks when I've been drinking. Fed them the tacos near the campsite and started scouting a spot. No way I was driving 2 more hours after leftover fuel from last night's party. Checked us in. First official night in the car. Warm enough, no jackets, no blankets. Bones finally thawing. No more booze, just walks and naps. Sunrise next morning, long river walk, swim, shower, breakfast. Still only 9 a.m. A few weeks back, I bought a drone at Costco. Never used one, but hey, YouTube tutorials? How hard can it be? No one around except the haughty housekeeper cleaning upstairs again. We waved. Time to try the drone. Dogs sat about 30 feet away watching. Hit auto takeoff, it hovered head height. Good thing, because they pounced like it was prey. None of us saw that coming. Flew it back and forth across the lot, keeping it low enough to tease them, but high enough to stay safe. Barking, chasing felt strange. They don't bark without my permission. Battery dies. I landed on the car, swap packs. Housekeeper strolls over, leans in next to me while I fly. Dogs are running themselves ragged while I'm trying to look like I knew what I was doing. Toward the end, I hover it 10 feet high in front of us. Out of nowhere, Monkey launches and snatches it out of the air. No idea she could jump that high. Drone crashes. Monkey goes full attack mode on it like it just bit her. Ugh, blood everywhere. Housekeeper bolts. I grab Monkey. She goes to her bowl, starts drinking, and suddenly it looks like a crime scene. Blood mixing with water always looks 10 times worse. Checked her over, mostly cuts on the tongue, a couple on the lips, hurt like hell but superficial. The bleeding slowed fast, changed the water until it stayed clear. Kept an eye on Monkey as I prepared to leave. I wanted to say goodbye, but I couldn't find any staff. Guess Monkey was sending me a message. Stay away from that one, Daddy. we were supposed to be passing through. Heading south along the coast, stunning. Even the dogs had their head out the windows the whole time. 2 hours later, we were rolling to Pooperhead. Wasn't even noon. Town was dead. Closed. Only a few taco shops and tiny stores open. Motel sold out. Then it hit me. Christmas. Left Ensenada on the 21st. Now it's the 24th. Mexican Christmas. We ate tacos, drove around. Beach bar open, but I wasn't drinking. Bay of Conception, with its white sand and gin clear water, is south of Pooperhead. So we stocked up on supplies and ice, then planned to camp at the bay. Few stores along the route, plus Christmas. No cell service. Who cares? Grabbed sandwich supplies for days, gassed up, and went beach hunting. Tons of empty beaches. Doggy paradise. Hit every beach on the west side. Finally camped at Playa Armenta, last public beach I know of heading south. Just the three of us, beautiful stars, Christmas in my bathing suit. Morning, forgot water, so bird bath time with drinking water. 8 sandwiches, more sandwiches, nobody tired of them. Drone batteries dead from rice and beans, so no flying. Worked on laptop until battery gone. Played with dogs, swam, hiked, got bored. Girls knew it. Would have been different with a partner. Packed up and split to Loreto. Most of the bay behind us, just over an hour, where there would finally be people for daddy. We only stay at one place in Loreto, Ribera del Mar RV Park. It's centrally located, inexpensive, clean bathrooms, electrical outlets, Wi-Fi, walking distance to stores, reasonably quiet, and the owners are great. Housing in Loreto is overpriced, so we skip hotels. I like it here. Good-sized Gringo community with happy people, full of vacationers year-round, and world famous for sport fishing. Beaches are not so great. Dark water, rocky, the opposite of Pooperhead. There's a small Malecon with inexpensive restaurants and 2 fun Gringo bars. I don't usually hang with the Gringos. That's not why I live in Mexico. I choose to experience the culture with Mexicans. But in Loreto, I could handle the Gringos. Enjoy myself, actually. No Karens that I've met. Luxury yachts stop here because famous people blend in. Sammy Hagar and his wife were in town this year. Didn't meet them, met the crew, who didn't tell us who was on board. Found out later on Sammy's social media. And unlike Pooperhead, it's also a city, so most stores and restaurants stay open during the holidays. We paid for 10 days of camping to survive the holidays. After settling in at the campground, getting organized, we scoped out Loreto. Dogs love the water. Sand or rock doesn't matter. As long as they can swim, first stop, the sea. Then into town to find dog-friendly dining, pizza places, happy hours, grocery stores, and doggy bathrooms. Once the plan's set, happy hour, AC, and cold floors. Fast forward to one evening at the Gringo bar. A Mexican barfly shows up. She hugged all the locals without wives, then came over and sat next to us. Here we go, I thought. She was okay looking, slightly chunky, confident. She made sincere compliments on the dogs. That always works. I bought her drinks, but I'm having too much fun in town to deal with Gringo's local hooker. Though she did have nice tits. Or maybe it was the alcohol. She was friendly, and I was drinking too much too fast. This is my problem with women. I shared my story. I told her I'm staying at. She interrupted me and said, I know Ribera RV. Oh, I see now. Next come the facts. I sleep in my car, don't pay for sex. She gives me that look. Beer and pizza is all I can offer. Fine, she says. As the 4 of us leave, I get jealous looks from the single Gringos. Maybe because I'm 20 years younger? Beer in the ice chest while traveling is a must. I only know one decent place, so we go. She waits with the dogs while I order. Hour wait. Yikes. Super busy. We sit in the car drinking beers. Barfly is getting drunk, hanging all over me like we know each other. She invites me to a friend's house to party. Nope, not in the mood for Barfly drama. Left that in Ensenada. Hour and 20 minutes later, the pizza is finally ready and she's hammered in the passenger seat. I put her seatbelt on, extra large pizza in her lap, which takes up the whole front area. I start the car and she dumps the entire pizza onto the floor, tries to pick it up, smashes it into the carpet with her feet. Fuck my life, I think. Dogs are scared. I take her and the pizza out, and thank you, universe, there's a cab next to us. Offered 200 pesos to take her anywhere. Double the going rate. Next, I'm cleaning hot dinner off my new car floor. I didn't eat that night and felt it in the morning. It was a mellow holiday at the campsite. Met some cool people passing through. Relaxing, warm adventure in bathing suits. Unfortunately, sex was dry. I think the local Mexican girls are avoiding the gringos. I couldn't get a date, and even my rarely used dating apps were dry. Until it was time to leave. Yeah, about that. While editing this beast, I realized this shit's way too long. Totally unintentional, but I gotta break it into 2 episodes. I know. It's like a cliffhanger cock block. But seriously, too many women and too much drama for one sitting. I promise I'll drop part 2 ASAP. If you knew how long it takes me to stitch all this chaos together, you'd forgive me. So stay with us. Way more good times, drama, and laughter still to come. So there you have it. The first... So there you have it. The first few days of Remembering Baja. TIM, this is Mexico. It'll give you car wash confessions and long waits for broken pizzas. Would I do it all again? Ask these guys. They've heard all my stories. They're starting a support group. But I'll say this. You can't make this shit up. And we're just getting started. If you've ever dated someone who made red flags look like carnival decorations, you get it. Hit like, hit subscribe if you want to support the dogs and I. Links are in the description. PayPal.me, GoFundMe, Buy Me a Coffee, and our Traveling with Dogs store. Oh, and if you haven't watched episodes 1, 2, and 3 yet, do that! You've got some catching up to do. Pooperhead, Monkey, and I, we'll see you in part 2. Look at you, hanging around till the bitter end. I like that. You're my kind of trouble. So here's the secret. Starting with this one, episode 4, and in future videos, I'm dropping in some real-life clips from the madness. The parts YouTube will actually let me show, of course. I'm not going to bait you with watch until the end bullshit. Nope. This is your little extra for watching my crazy dating life. You earned it.
This is possibly the best margarita I've ever had. I am not kidding you. I'm here at Rice and Beans at the bar having dinner, and wow. I mean, it's perfect. It was the first time flying my drone, and Monkey jumped up and got it, and you could see she's bleeding pretty good. Poor baby. Look at all the blood in the water. Poor thing. You. You gonna go swimming? Yeah. Yeah. He's going swimming with your toy. Get him. Look at the monkers. Jay. You're a good girl, monkey.